Welcome to this microlearning series, and we are going to look at two methods to move data from, you may have it in Excel, numbers, Google Sheets. How can we get it into Smartsheet? And let's start with the very first approach. If this data is in, this one is in numbers, I could literally copy the data, and I have the data on my clipboard, and I proceed to the space, the folder in which I want to bury that, and I name it. This is going to be, call this list 1, and then you open the grid, and it opens to a grid that has, it gives you the primary column, and then it has columns that are numbered. You have it on your clipboard, you do a paste, and then you would have to go in. It automatically adds the columns for you, but you would have to go in and change the names of the columns. So double click on that, change this column name, double click on this, change this to department, and so on and so forth. So you would do that for all the columns, and then you would delete this row here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that, and then you would have your data, and you can change the width of the columns by clicking on it and moving the cursor to in between until you get the double arrow. So now you have your data in Smartsheet and you are ready to go. The other way to do it, if you have your data, what we had to do there was to rename all the columns. One of the things that I found that works, and it works for many reasons, if I'm creating a data set, and I know I'm going to want to work in Smartsheet, I typically create that data set in Google Sheet. And it's for many reasons. I can get my column names as I want it. I can enter my data here and I can cut and paste. And we're all used to working in spreadsheets like Google Sheets. A part of why I use that to name these columns is just the automation that you get with regards to being able to do like autofill and that type of thing. You can do bulk work. So you have the data in Google Sheets, and I'm going to show you super quickly how you would import it. So you go to the folder, the space in which you want to add that, and then you go to create, and you're importing from Google Sheets, same way you would import from Excel, Microsoft projects, and so on. So you click on that, and then you navigate to the sheet. When you get to the sheet, because the sheet doesn't necessarily have to be structured where the names of the columns is in the first row, it gives you that option. So right now by default it's selected the first one, which is correct. If it was not, I would just have to click on this and you see it change it to this one, right? But that's not what I want, so I'm going to go back and click on this row here. So these are going to be the names of my columns, and by default it chooses the first one as the primary, which is exactly what I want, because I wouldn't want anything else but the name. But if, for instance, I wanted the role to be the primary, I would just click on role, and then that would become the primary. But let me revert to the name. Once you do that, you click on import, and then it imports and creates a Smartsheet with the same name as the Google Sheet that you have, and you are off to the races. You can widen these to be able to see the full names, and it comes up with the full names. The next lesson that we're going to look at is how we can adjust to make the column types be exactly what you want. But I know that a lot of us are starting with data in Excel or Google Sheets, and we want to be able to move it in a wholesale way. So I just showed you two methods where you copy and paste it, or you do a direct import. So thank you for joining me on this micro learning series in Smartsheet. Continue to like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And until we meet again, thank you and have a good day. Bye.